A roughing the passer call that Scott Zolak very much disagrees with, as you heard immediately in his call.
Yeah, he missed a block and he sacked the quarterback. Remember the Dallas game when Mac Jones almost got cut in half 2 years ago?
Yeah.
No call? We're calling this now?
There was no call on that one. There was a call on this one.
And this isn't just a indicator of the game. It's an indicator of the league and what they're doing and how they're calling it. It's unbelievable.
So who's your issue with?
The referee. Adrian Hill, your head referee. The white hat.
I think your anger is misplaced. Because I think what you just said.
Left tackle.
I think what you just said prior to that is the right thing, and that is your anger should be with the league, not the official on the field. Can I give you his explanation?
Sure.
In the pool report from after the game.
But they said Mike Reese.
No, it was Nikki Jabvala.
It's usually Reese.
Who was the Pro Football Writers pool reporter. I'm not familiar with that individual, but that's who it was that did the interview with Adrian Hill. Mm-hmm. First question. This is the transcript of it as I read from it. Can you walk us through that play when KJ Henry is called for roughing the passer? What did you see? Was the call appropriate from what you saw? Adrian Hill, the referee, said, I was the calling official, and the call was roughing the passer due to full body weight. The ruling on the field was that the defender came down with forcible contact chest to chest. He didn't perform one of those acts to remove most of the body weight, a gator roll or clear to the side when he was coming in. He came down directly with that force on the player, so the category was full body weight. Next question. In those situations where the defender is coming from that weak side and the quarterback has sort of his back turned to him, what is the defender supposed to do to avoid putting his full body weight on him? I think it's a good question. Mm-hmm. Hill says there are two common techniques. One that we call the gator roll, where if he takes that player.
You've mentioned it. Hog time and roll him down. Yep, pull him over.
All right, let me finish his
Pete
quote.
Carroll, go ahead.
He says one.
It's a joke.
That we call the gator roll, where he takes that player and rolls to one side so they both land on their side, that 90-degree rotation as he comes around. Or he comes down and breaks the fall first with hands and knees, almost like in a crab-like fashion on top of the quarterback, which is the player has to put his hand down to the turf to hold up his body weight from landing on top of the quarterback. So then, as I wrote there, I was reading this, I wanted to go read the official roughing the passer rule that's on the books from the NFL. I did a word count on it. 1,067 words is roughing the passer in the NFL rule book. 1,067 words. It is lengthy.
Put that out as a listicle.
Yeah, why don't you do that one?
Roughing the passer has parts A, B, C, D, notes 1 and 2, followed by parts E, F, and G, followed by 2 more notes.
Yeah.
That is how it reads in the rule book of the NFL. But part B is this. A rushing defender is prohibited from committing such intimidating and punishing acts as stuffing a passer into the ground or unnecessarily wrestling or driving him down, that is, after the passer has thrown the ball. Even if the rusher makes initial contact with the passer within the one-step limitation provided in Rule A above. When tackling a passer who is in a defenseless posture, for example, during or just after throwing a pass, a defensive player must not unnecessarily or violently throw him down or at any time land on top of him with all or most of the defender's weight. Instead, the defensive player must strive to wrap up the passer.
I'm so bored right now.
With the defensive player's arms and not land on the passer with all or most of his body weight.
I don't care.
If you watch the play, KJ Henry is completely on top of Mac Jones. 100% of his body weight is on top of the quarterback, which by the letter of the rule in the NFL,
him beat the left tackle and the left
it
guard.
was called correctly on the field
you're full.
by the referee, Adrian Hill.
Who said this?
I am.
You're
Which
full of it,
I'm
too.
telling you, your issue should not be with Adrian Hill. Your issue should be with the NFL and its rules committee for deeming that particular play illegal.
It is. I don't know how
that
rules committee
play
looks at this and say that's not a good football play.
Based
that is a fantastic football
the
play.
rule book is Illegal.
He could have put the
right
crown
there.
of his
He's
helmet
100% on top of Mac Jones.
Yeah,
He
but
could've-
he doesn't drive him.
It doesn't matter. It
Yeah, it
doesn't
does.
have to be. It's
should be.
driving or body weight.
F
It's
body
an
weight.
either or. By the rule book, Adrian Hill, and he had the
Take this
answer
roll
right
and
away,
shove
ready
it.
to go, explained why he threw the flag
Well, of
on
course
that
he
play.
did. You're in panic at that point.
The people
Oh,
who
I
make
blew
the
it.
rules in this league and wrote that rule look at that and say, Adrian Hill, you properly applied that rule from our rule book. He did not get the call wrong. It's just mind-blowing that football play where there is not driving to the ground, as you said, or helmet to helmet, or
he
going
protected
low at the knees, none of those things apply. But that play
He kept his
by the
head up.
He doesn't have his weight on top of him
doesn't.
for
It's
any
not
amount of
percent.
time.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
There's no amount of
Even in
time defined, Hardy.
even in
None.
slow motion.
I just read you the rule.
he
You
just
know when a
rolls
guy
He's
on-
on
just-
top of the quarterback. He doesn't go 90-degree or roll off of them as they're coming down. They want you landing on your hips, you and the
I
quarterback.
wouldn't coach it differently, even after it. Yeah, you're going to get fined, whatever, but I wouldn't coach you differently.
Well,
The
it's not
official is not to
fine.
blame. The rule sucks. The official's not to blame. He applied the rule correctly,
The league
which
has
is
a problem.
crazy.
I feel bad for quarterbacks.
That
this
play
position
should
20
not
years
be
ago.
legal.
Of course.
That
How many
play
times did Ben
should
Roethlisberger
be
get croaked?
legal. Well, the rule
Tom
was different
Brady.
then.
Yeah.
This should be legal. That play should be legal.
They need to change the rule.
They
is
should
what
look
need
at
to
this
do.
rule.
Yeah.
They should look at the body weight rule and maybe think about getting rid of that. Why is that necessarily wrong that you land on a guy when you're tackling him?
Intimidating.
That should not be illegal.
wrote that?
Body weight? Where else on the football field is you landing on top of a player illegal? So you're right to look at that and say, this is it is ridiculous. It's a
joke.
ridiculous thing that they are trying to outlaw that. And I'm all for protecting the quarterbacks. I'm all for it.
Oh,
You hit a quarterback up high, you hit him low.
you take a shot at the knee or something. It should
I
be.
want
Yeah.
you to have a window that's the size of the strike zone to be able to hit.
Headshot or knee.
Hit the
yeah,
quarterback.
I have no problem with it.
So it is
Flag
ridiculous.
Yep.
I get it. It's crazy to see that get flagged. Just easy with hammering the ref. They want him calling it like this.
The biggest problem with the rule being in place the way it is,
But he's right. He almost
is,
skims over top
first
the
of
back
all,
of him.
It makes you think you have time to think about these things. Stop. Wrap him up. Get a roll. Crab walk. Like there's obviously no time for any of that in the moment.
He almost
But
skims
when
off
you
him.
when you start changing the way you tackle a certain guy, what if you're trying to wrap up Josh Allen? It's like, oh, I got him. Now I'm going to gator roll him. What are the odds that Josh Allen's just going to break loose of you, Lyle
Pretty good.
Crocodile?
Pretty damn high.
Who's the guy from the
and
Giants?
get away from that.
Who's the
That's why
guy from the Giants got
Or
killed
if,
for
you,
it?
if you're
Like,
trying to keep your weight off of him, who's to say a strong quarterback can't keep his knees and elbows off the ground while you're trying to keep your weight off and
Allen.
actually not go down and stand right back up and either complete a pass or run the ball? It's stupid.
It is. It's a bad rule. It's bad. The body weight part of this is bad. You can't tackle. You can't land on a player you're tackling. What are we talking about? I know it's the quarterback and you want to protect them and you have plenty of protections in place, but that play should not be illegal.
No.
That's crazy.
no,